Hi everybody, my name is Taylor and welcome to Life Behind the Cover. Today we're going to be doing the Booktube newbie tag. So I know it's a very typical thing for booktubers to do, to start out with the newbie tag or to do it early on in their booktube career. For me personally, I think it's a good idea because it really has all the components that you want to kind of say about your book taste and stuff like that. So I think it's used a lot for a good reason, so I decided to do it as well. Okay, if you hear any rustling, it's because I have a piece of paper here with all the questions and some points, so if you see or hear this, that's what it is. Question 1, why did you start this channel? I love books, I love talking about books, sharing interests, hearing different people's perspectives on books. I've always loved that kind of stuff, and I've been thinking about it for a while, and when I voiced that I wanted to do it, everybody in my life was very supportive, so I thought, you know what, let's do it. It was kind of a nerve-wracking thing to decide to sit down and start talking to a camera. But I've been thinking about it for a while, and I'm glad I'm finally doing it. I'm very passionate in general, but definitely about Booktube and books, so I just thought it would be a perfect fit for me. Question 2, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I think that that's a really difficult question to answer. I think I am never able to describe myself succinctly at all, let alone be like, what's unique about you? I don't know. That said, I think that I bring humor. I'm funny. I think everybody has a different perspective on books or on anything really, and so I think that with my channel I will bring my unique perspective as well as humor and some other things. Am I making sense? So in general I just think that I'm going to bring humor and a unique perspective, I guess. I don't know. Question 3, what are you most excited for about this new channel? I'm really excited for a community. I think that's a good word to kind of encompass everything I mean. I want everybody's perspectives. I want to read things I never would have read because I've been shown them by somebody else. You know what I mean? That's what I love about the Booktube community, and I hope to bring that into my channel as well. Question 4, why do you love reading? A lot of these questions are really hard to answer. Why do I love reading? I just do. I think in general it can be surmised as I love stories, and I think that the best way to get a story is kind of through books, because you get so much you can't get in other mediums, and I love other mediums. I love movies and TV, but I think I think books have something so special about them in that they can become part of you forever, and these characters become real and these situations feel important and heavy, and I think that that's so important. They can mirror our world or show us things that are not easy to see, and they can take us on adventures we could never imagine. It's just, books are the best. I just love reading. I love hearing about stories that otherwise I never would have read about. I just love one book. What book series got you into reading? This is pretty much everybody's answer, but it was Harry Potter. I was in 3rd grade. I didn't read the first one first, actually. I read the second one was read to me by somebody who had already started reading it. I remember it was the scene where Ron was taking Harry away from the Dursleys after they had put the bars up on the window, and when they were reading it to me, I remember thinking that they were just going on a joyride, and I was like, why aren't they listening to their aunt and uncle? Because in my mind, you listen to your parents or your guardians or whoever, and just thinking that they were going on a joyride through the night and he'd be back in the morning. Upon rereading it, which I think was about grade 4, once I'd finished Philosopher's Stone, I got it more, obviously, but it made me really excited. So I read I don't know, that chapter, got that chapter read out loud to me, and then I asked my mom for Philosopher's Stone, and honestly it's been a love story ever since then. Question 6, what questions would you ask your favorite booktuber? This is an interesting question because I wonder what perspective I'd ask. I mean, if I was asking the perspective of a fan, I'd probably ask something different. I think baseline I'd want to know how their experiences with Booktube, their favorite parts about it, and their most difficult parts of it, because I'm starting that. Question 8, what challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be hardest to overcome? Number one, it's been super weird talking to a camera. It's especially weird when people are around, like my sister is right there. I'm getting used to it. So I think number one, it's the most difficult thing is going to be like learning to talk to a camera, especially when other people are around. I just have like some amount of stage fright, which is weird, I don't know. And number two is learning to edit, because in my job or anything else that I've kind of done, I really haven't done much video editing, so I don't have a ton of expertise in that area, so I'm going to have to learn that stuff, so I think that's going to be one of the challenges. Number 9, maybe. When did you start reading? My mom was an avid reader, so she kind of pushed books at us since we were young. She always read to us. But 3rd grade was kind of when I was like, this is a book I want and I'm going to read it on my own. And it's my choice kind of thing. Instead of my mom being like, hey, you want to read this book? So that's when I'd say I started becoming like an independent reader. Question 10. Where do you read? Well, it sounds weird now that I have to voice it out loud, but my favorite place to read is in the bath. Is this too much information? Is it not enough information? I love to read in the bath, but I will kind of read wherever. Like I'll read in bed or car rides or kind of wherever. But if I'm reading, 9 times out of 10, I'll be in the bath. That other time is probably in my bed. I don't know if I'm on the numbering correctly here. I think I'm on number 10. What kind of books do you like to read? I think baseline, I've always kind of defined myself as a YA and fantasy girl, and that is true through and through. It's always been true since I was a kid. I love witches and magic and anything fantasy. Well, that's all the questions that are in the Booktube newbie tag. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. If you have any other questions that you wanted to ask or that you didn't feel I answered, please let me know down below and I'll answer any question that I can. Thank you. No, Taylor, no, no, no. Help me, I'm stupid.